And booked. All right, now. Hey, Giga.
Oh, hey.
I just wanted to let you know I just booked my tickets and I am definitely coming out to Slovenian Brutality. So the question is, what kind of gear should I bring? What do we want to wear for the match?
That's great. Not special, but since this is the first Slavic brutality, I was thinking that maybe we could come dressed in suits.
I don't know if I caught that. Did you say suits?
Yep, I think that would look amazing.
Okay. All right, I can do that. I'll see you there.
Well, see you there.
You said suits. It's a suit. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to run a match like this in a full three-piece suit. And in fact, it was a lot of fun. So, Lynx Brutality is a 2-day, 8-stage brutality-style match, rifle and pistol, that was put on by Polenar Tactical in Slovenia at the Lynx Pro Training Center. They did a fantastic job of arranging this match. It was a ton of fun. I will be shooting it today with a semi-auto FAMAS F1 borrowed from Fabian of Bloke on the Range, and an Arex Delta pistol with a Holosun 509 enclosed emitter red dot. So, stage 1, the Kasarda drill, sponsored by Helikon-Tex.
Stand by!
This is a classic Kasarda drill. So there's a single full-size steel silhouette at 150 meters. You have to hit the target twice prone, and then you throw the kettlebell. In this case, it was a, I believe, a 36 kilo kettlebell. Throw that downrange towards the target, and then go prone where it lands and hit the target twice. And you repeat this until you have made it all the way to the end line. In this case, we have to move about 50 meters with the kettlebell. The bipod on the FAMAS is a fantastic tool for this sort of shooting, both because it helps keep the rifle stable as you get out of breath and you're shooting prone, but it's also simply a really handy way to leave the rifle on the ground standing up. So you don't have to tip it over, you don't have to worry about dirt getting into the action, and that carry handle is just right there to grab. So the slowest part of this for me is engaging and disengaging the safety. The safety on the FAMAS is inside the trigger guard, so you have to be careful, particularly when disengaging it. You have to be careful not to accidentally press the trigger. Now, here, I need one tiny little toss to get it over the line. Once you do that, you remove the magazine and you have one shot on the target. It's worth 60 seconds as a bonus, and I missed. I really should have taken the time to go prone and get a really solid shot on it, because it would totally be worth it. But I didn't. So at this point, you now sprint the remaining, well, about 75 yards of the remaining range distance down to a couple of pistol targets, which you will engage with the pistol. It is, I believe, called an Irish plate rack and a Texas Star. And the Arex Delta here does really well for me. This is the start of a wonderful match with this pistol and optic. So I clean the Irish plate rack there. And 2 plates to go, 1. And I didn't realize that that was a hit. So I went ahead and reloaded, and I'm like, oh, the last plate fell off. Alrighty then. Did really well here. Stage 2, fast rope, sponsored by Schmeisser. This was a really cool one. I've never actually done a rope descent like this. So you start up on the second floor of the tower at the range, and on the start signal, drop down. I was told, well, we all had to wear helmets for this. Doesn't quite fit the suit, but there you go. And also had to wear gloves, so that you don't burn the crap out of your hands. Now, you start with 2 engagements on rifle targets. It took me a couple shots to get the hit here, figuring out the exact height over bore for that Holosun on that FAMAS. Once you've gotten 2 hits, 1 on each target, you grab 2 of these ammo cans, which are full of rocks, and run them back up to the second story of the tower. You drop them on the second story platform there, and then drop back down the rope and repeat the whole process until you've got all of the ammo cans moved up into the tower. So the Targets here, I apologize, you can't quite see the targets. It's basically a headshot-sized target there. I deliberately went rather slowly down the rope. There were a lot of people who went cool and fast down the rope and burned holes in their gloves and burned their hands. And I really didn't want to do that, especially here on the second stage of an 8-stage match. So I took a rather leisurely descent, just playing it safe there. Got a couple cuts here in the video because the cameraman, who is, by the way, the fantastic camera operator for Polenar Tactical, he couldn't go down the rope while holding a camera. So you can hear him panting a bit right here. And falling over even. All right, here we go. Down the rope for the last time. Again, kind of leisurely, and I'm ditching these gloves because as soon as I make the last 2 rifle hits, it's over to the other side of the bay to do some pistol work. There we go. Again, FAMAS bipod comes in handy to leave the rifle nicely in a shooting position. Now, from between the 2 barricades here, you have to engage the same style of pistol targets as on the last stage. So an Irish plate rack there, that's 10 falling plates on that bar, and then a Texas star. And once again, I'm just really happy with the performance of this Arex Delta. With the closed emitter red dot, it is fantastic. This isn't my personal pistol. This is actually a pistol that I borrowed from Samo of Polenar Tactical. Of course, oh, there we go. We got one more. There it is. A lot of fun. Good stage.
So clear, if clear. Hammer down, holster. Bravo.
All right, stage 3, ropes and tires, sponsored by Hun Targets.
Stand by.
Yes, I know that's not quite what you see spelled there, but that's the other name for the company. This one is a pistol-only stage. You have to first drag one of the tires to yourself and then stack it on the pallet. You then engage 2 of these targets. You have to hit the moving plates, either the center plate or the head plate. You have to get 4 hits, so alternating between targets. What made this a little bit tricky is that occasionally hitting the middle, the main section of the plate would cause one of the head sections to bounce open or closed, and that was considered a successful hit. So anyway, second tire, and then you have to do it strong hand only. 3, and hit number 4. Now drag the 3rd tire, and maybe you can see where this is going. The 3rd iteration with the pistol, you have to do weak hand only. So this got really fun. There were a lot of people who had a lot of trouble, especially when they got to this point in the stage. I missed my first 2 shots, but then it cleans up. There we go. Hit. 2. And there we go. All 4 of them. And then the last tire, stack it on top. If the tires fall over, you have to restack them up. So you have to be careful putting them on there so they're nice and stable. The last set you get to do with both hands once again. So this is, there's a good hit. There's a good hit. That's one of the head plates moving, and that's a head plate moving.
Okay.
And I got really lucky here. I Barney loaded the gun with 1 extra round at the beginning of the stage, and it saved my bacon there. All right, last stage of day 1, weight extraction, sponsored by Optics Trade.
Are you ready?
This, we have a trio of 15 kilo, that's roughly 23-pound weight bags that you have to run up the hill one at a time. So we start with the rifle completely unloaded, load it on the clock at the target, and through the designated ports in the VTAC barricade, you have to engage 6 basically pepper popper style rifle targets. So the first one's pretty easy. Now we grab one of the bags, run it up the hill. You have to drop it above the line. If it rolls back, you have to go put it back up. So not to your advantage to just try and throw it up there. Now the second shooting port here is also fairly easy, a little bit lower, but it's a nice big port that I just barely have enough space to see my sight through. So that got pretty easy. A couple of these pepper poppers, and again, I apologize, you can't see them on camera there, but a couple of them are kind of obscured by some vegetation and a little tricky to see, especially as we get deeper into the stage. So 3rd shooting position, is the narrow angled slot. FAMAS, frankly, is doing really well here. It's a little harder for me to make these hits, again, because tilting the rifle plus the large height over bore makes it a bit trickier to calculate where exactly to aim in order to get hits. But I was able to, yep, got that one. I was able to pull it off pretty well there. So I do a proactive reload because I know I'm going to run out of ammo on the last set. If I don't, I'll take the last weight bag up the hill. Yeah, that might have rolled down a bit, so put it back up. And we have to do one more set with the rifle, this time through the horizontal narrow port. It gets even more fun. There we go. This one, I get off to a good start, but I'm actually going to have a little bit of trouble towards the end of this stage here. Yeah. There we go. Now we're back on target. Until I have to find the first target. And I take some shots. Turns out that's not the... Nope, not the right target. So keep looking. There we go. Basically fire through some branches and leaves to make the last hit. Now, of course, it's over to the pistol side of the stage, which is engaging 2 plate racks here. I am super excited and happy about how well the pistol section of, frankly, this whole match is going. This was just, I would, I was pretty happy. I would think it was a fluke if I didn't keep repeating it stage after stage.
Excellent work. Thank you.
Not bad. Not bad for a pistol that costs about $400. All right, and that is everything for day 1. We had a lot of people timing out on day 1 stages there. Back up at the top here, by the way, Polenar had arranged basically a sort of gun show with a bunch of vendors and sponsors and beer, of course. So huge props to Polenar Tactical for pulling off this match in Slovenia. Stick around tomorrow for day 2's stages. Thanks for watching.